Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we bring about conversations about psychological, emotional, social, and other coaching related topics. We try to do that as often as possible. We've got over 530 audios available now in a variety of topics, hopefully several that are of meaning and use to you. If you are looking for coaching in relationships, business, life, or creativity, certainly would love to be of service to you. Please reach out through the About Me section on my webpage here on YouTube, or through @PO Perception on Twitter. Either way, we can get something done and make 2021 really meaningful to you. This particular audio is kind of about building a wealth of relationship, real wealth. Real wealth is more than just money. It's about living your life on purpose. It's about getting focused. It's about making each moment, each day, each week, each month matter. How do you do that? The first is make money your slave. In other words, make money work for you. Make things go your way. Leverage your money into investments when you have it. Don't spend on things that will depreciate. Yeah, it's nice to have a great car, but if you can get by with a car that's 10 years old and save and invest in the future, be it stocks and bonds, be it real property, be it a co-business, be it a side business, if you can invest to make your money work for you, preferably in an automated way, you're going to be much more successful in the long run. You've got to have a long-range plan if you're trying to really build wealth. 5 years, 10 years down the road, where do you want to be? It doesn't matter where you are today if you aren't building for that future. Now, a lot of people say live for the moment, and that's true. Every moment should be something you can enjoy with a goal on building towards a better future. The next is the power of assessment. Be real with yourself. Assess your strengths, your weaknesses, the things you need to learn, the things you don't want to do. Understand that true assessment is being able to look at yourself objectively. So, an objective person is able to see their value. An objective person is able to see their weaknesses. An objective person is willing to see and acknowledge their stubborn points and the points they're unwilling to change. When you begin to have the skill of assessment of yourself naturally, that's always a valuable thing, because then you're more realistic with your goal setting and getting more in line. With goals in mind, have laser goals. Be really fixed on how you want to feel, on what you want to do, on what you want to accomplish, on why you want to accomplish it, on the timeline of what you expect, but also a range at which, hey, if this goes perfectly, I can do this in 2 days. If it goes normally, I can do it in 5 days. If I have problems, I can do it in a week and a half. So in other words, having ranges of goals in terms of completion, so that if you fall short, if it doesn't get done in a day like you thought, you're not completely disheveled to the point where you slow down for the next 3 days. Now you've lost 4 days instead of the one that went astray. And so understanding laser goals, but being able to understand it's the goal and the accomplishment and the reason behind it that matters, not exactly the timing with which you do it. That being said, don't procrastinate and leave things to the last minute to the point where you've kind of set yourself up for automatic failure. Give back. Contribute to the world around you and your community. Contribute to your friends, your family, and even a stranger here or there. And it doesn't mean you have to always give money. You can give time. You can give a listening ear. You can give things you don't want anymore in terms of physical possessions. You can give knowledge. You can give encouragement. You can give in a million ways. But look for ways to give every single day. The act of giving opens up your emotions in a different way. If you're not willing to give, then that means you're holding on to bitterness or jadedness or something within yourself that's, hey, not going to serve you well in the long run. Now, it doesn't mean we don't have bad days. It doesn't mean we don't have struggles. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing, but it's there, and you might want to go in a direction you don't want to go. But sometimes you have to look at yourself and say, hey, I'm not where I want to be, but thank goodness I'm not where I used to be. So, in any event, the next thing on the list is you can kind of look at leave people wanting more. Always, I'll see a lot of people put everything on the table, and there are times to do that. When your back's against the wall and you don't feel you have any other choice but to lay everything out there, then do that. And certainly, if you're in a last minute something needs to change moment, do that. Give your everything, give your all. But at the same time, if you're trying to build relationships, if you're trying to build value, if you're trying to build something that lasts for weeks, months, or years, then you want people to think, "Hey, I need to come back and have another conversation. I need to come back and have another involvement with this person. I need to work with them again if you're a service provider. I need to see them again if they're a potential partner. I need to be involved with them more often. So by leaving them wanting more, you heighten the chances that reconnection will happen. The next is stand out, step out. Be you. Don't look to you can take from what other people do. You can take from what other people say or where their focus is. You can learn from other people, modify what they do, but always have a a way that you are different from anybody else. Maybe it's how you speak. Maybe it's the speed with which you speak. Maybe it's the services, products, or tangible goods you offer. Maybe it's the discounts you offer. Maybe it's your referral program. But always look to be you, stand out to step out so that people know your brand, they know your identity, they know who you are in comparison to everyone else, and it inspires them to choose you repeatedly. Next is master. Master the things that matter most to you. Be the best in your world and maybe the world at one thing or two things. Don't try to spread yourself so thin that you're not really good at anything, and don't try to spread yourself so thin that you say you're good at things you're not. Instead, master what it is that you want to truly accomplish. Master what it is you want your legacy to be about and what you want to be known for. And then when you feel you've mastered it, double down on it, make sure you're right, and then move on to the next thing you want to master. Focus on one mastery at a time so you don't overburden yourself and get to the best possible place you can get with it. Next is always be thinking bigger. Always be thinking one step ahead of where you are. Not because you don't want to enjoy where you are. Certainly enjoy where you are every day. But always think about what's that next step? What am I going to do after this is accomplished? Because I know I'm going to accomplish it. Because I know I'm good enough. I know I'm wealthy enough with power and influence and all those things. Think bigger. What's next? What's the next step? The people that become stagnant and they don't know what the next step is, they're setting themselves up for panic, anxiety, depression, lack of fulfillment because they don't have that growth mindset. The last thing is keep a strong inner circle. Now, your inner circle may change over time. Matter of fact, it often does, especially as what we want out of life and what the people we love or care about want out of life alters and shifts. So, always keep, and it doesn't matter how many. For some people, it needs to be 2 people. For some people, it needs to be 10 people. For some people, it needs to be somewhere in between. But keep an inner circle of people around you that you can count on when things start to fall short of your expectations. It's not that you're expecting them to be your solution, but it's that you have some lifelines if you need someone to help you shift perspective, to help you get to a new place within yourself, to tangibly do things that you don't know how to do or get you to a new place. When you have that, your life goes much better. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.